All right, we're right back with the Gafford and Brown Show. After two very good segments, now we'll just go ahead and talk about what happened in the national championship game. Florida State gets a chance. They slay they slay the SEC giant, and pretty much they go out. They win the game 34-31. Jameis Winston, he caps off his Heisman winning season with a national championship season. Amazing, huh?
Yeah, pretty amazing.
And this is once again here that it's like he continues to do a good job. And I think now you have some people from Florida State that really want to come back next year. Um, Jimbo Fisher has done a good job since taking over the reins of Bobby Bowden, and he's kept Florida State afloat and brought them back to where they should be.
Yeah, definitely. He brought them all the way back to promise. And it's impressive. He's definitely. I think he just signed a new deal, didn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, so it's very impressive, and it's good. They got a long way to go. I mean, he's only his freshman year. Is he a true freshman or a red shirt?
Red shirt.
So yeah, he has at least one more year. He might come back if they pull it off again.
Right.
So it's very impressive. Um, you also just look at his situation to where the team rallies around him. He's their leader.
Right.
The epic post-game speech. A lot of people have criticized, and some people have praised. It's going both ways. But
Right.
he's definitely a leader of that team. And it's great to watch and see how he developed this year. Heisman winner, title winner. It's pretty impressive. Florida State was a favorite. I just couldn't pick Auburn to win because they kind of looked to be there.
Right.
So it was like, you pick luck or skill.
I mean, and you hate to say that that Auburn got here because of two fluke plays, but then again, they got here because of two miracle plays. Like, if it wasn't for the the miracle of Jordan Hare and War Damn Miracle, they would not be there in Pasadena right now. It would either be Alabama being in Pasadena or somebody else really. Shoot, it's just again, it's amazing, and we can't really count out what Auburn did this season. They did a great job. They turned it around from 3-9. Gus Malzahn once again is amazing. They could get better too, and if they could get themselves a passing game, I think they would be straight. But they got themselves a very good running game with Trey Mason. I mean, he's just amazing. But the time again is Florida State, and it's amazing that they were the ones that dominated the BCS at first, making it to the title game in '98 and 2000, winning it in '99, and now the BCS just goes like from bookends with them winning the title. And it's just once again amazing. I guess now since we're gonna close the book on the BCS, what is the best moment of the BCS?
Man, so many. It probably had to be the year that LSU lost. No, everybody lost two games.
Yeah.
LSU had those crazy games against Kentucky and Arkansas in double overtime where they lost twice. And Les Miles said that they were undefeated in regulation. Crazy. That whole season was crazy. You had so many teams collapse in the end.
2007, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Up and down. Texas beating USC definitely tied one. The first year Florida won, that was another year where a lot of teams collapsed last minute. Florida was kind of like they got it by default. That was my favorite moments, I'd say.
Yeah, the 2 years. I'll go even one further too. The 2 years that the BY made it into the Rose Bowl. The first one against Michigan was kind of like a little bit of his coming out party. The one against USC kind of solidified everything, and he gashed two of the more iconic programs in history, took them into their bowl game, because Big Ten, that's their bowl game, and also the Pac-10, that's their bowl game as well. Beat them, just beat them. I can't forget about Vince Young's miracle right there. That LSU one was another one too, which I really thought LSU deserved to be in the national championship game that year. But with everybody losing, it looked like we were almost to like a Boston College, South Florida matchup in the national championship game. And, I could just imagine how people would have felt about that. Like,
right.
And I'll even say here the Auburn-Oregon matchup in 2010. That was a good game.
Yeah, that was actually a good game. It was close. Yeah, it was closer than what people expected,
Mm-hmm.
and that led to Oregon, feeling like they can hang with the SEC.
Mm-hmm. That was a good one. There's just so many good moments, like you said too. There's just so many good ones. Of course, with the good, we also have to look at the bad with BCS as well.
Yeah, that definitely takes you back to 2004 and 2003, where you had that controversy between Auburn. What was it? 2005.
2004 with Auburn.
2004 with Auburn. Not getting into the BCS when they were undefeated, and I think you had a one-loss Oklahoma team make it over them against USC, and USC routed Oklahoma. That was Adrian Peterson's amazing rookie year.
Right.
Then you had I'm trying to think, but you had where LSU split the title.
03.
Yeah, 03, where they say they split the title with USC. So yeah, definitely those moments were kind of scratch your head. But also another moment I left out download from the BCS was when, of course, Boise State beat Oklahoma.
Yes.
One of the most memorable
Can't
games
forget about that,
I've ever seen. Actually, probably my favorite bowl game of all time. Favorite bowl game of all time.
It's just the pageantry with that one. I think that was Fox's first game too, and I was like, if Fox, if they're gonna have these bowl games like this, I'm kind of a believer of this because, what happened? I think you had the proposal, you had the you had the hook and lateral.
Yeah.
You had the Statue of Liberty. Then you also had the proposal. And I was like, wow, just crazy. And it just showed once again Boise State had put them right there on the map, and it just had them right there where they should be after that. I think that my moments that I would take away, that split national championship one, the 2004 one, of course, where USC quote unquote won it and now had to give it back. And man, if there's any other ones that I probably will take away, I hate to do this, but 2011, when we thought we were going to get ourselves a very good matchup, a rematch between Alabama and LSU, and it turned out to be a snooze fest.
Yeah, I forgot all about that game. Yeah, I wasn't for the rematch anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And when it happened, it was very. The first game honestly was pretty boring.
Yeah, I mean, nothing but field goals, and then this happens and stuff. And what could have been also, I probably will also say 2009, that matchup between Alabama and Texas. Had Colt McCoy not got hurt, who knows? Texas probably ends that the SEC's reign.
Right.
Who knows? But unfortunately, doesn't happen that way, and there you go for that. And that happens there. I guess also you can just kind of say Miami and Nebraska. Nebraska really did not deserve to be there.
Yeah, and I would say USC play Oklahoma. Yeah, that was another one. Just like gosh. Ohio State.
Yeah.
Twice.
Oh my gosh.
Twice.
I think many people started hating Ohio State after that.
People held it against them this year. They were like, no. Nah,
we don't want to see y'all.
Even if y'all do stay undefeated, we're going to pick Auburn over y'all.
We don't want to see y'all, period. And I guess a lot of people just held that collective sigh of relief, like, woo, at least, hey, we're glad that they lost. Thank you very much, Michigan State. And we hope we could put you up there, but unfortunately we can't. But hey, there you go for that one. But I guess now, since we closed the book on the BCS playoff system.
Yeah, the playoff system, here it comes. I gotta admit, I like the BCS.
Mm-hmm.
I know it had a lot of people angry, whatever, but I like the system. I mean, so it got it right a lot of times.
Right.
It wasn't 100%, but it got it right a lot of times. Now about the playoff system, still going to be room for people to complain, controversy.
Right.
People are going to say, hey, this team was good, but they didn't get in because they're not part of a major conference, or we didn't win our conference.
Mm-hmm.
That was our only loss. This team lost 2 games. They won the conference, so they shouldn't go before us. So, still gonna have room for controversy, but I mean, we'll see how it goes.
And there's always gonna be no perfect. Let's just face it. There's gonna be no perfect way to really determine this.
Yeah, because 4 teams, then somebody gonna say, well, it should be 16. Then somebody gonna say it should be 18. Then somebody gonna say it should be 10 teams, then 12. Then somebody gonna be like, well, baby, honestly.
Nobody's gonna be satisfied until everybody gets in there.
I think the only way you will make everybody satisfied is if you made the top 25.
Mm-hmm.
Since we go by a top 25 poll,
right?
The rankings, top 25 schools finish out. That would be the only way you can make it fair. But at the same time, I mean, you have them complaining that one of the complaints why they didn't have postseason because they say it would interfere with school. Whatever that means.
Yeah.
So, of course, they wouldn't be like, 24, 25, with postseason, school, or whatever.
And people just need to also look at the FCS. And I bet you those people are having a fun time right there, which also shout out to North Dakota State. They need to be up there with the big boys right now after winning their 3rd straight national championship. But that's a different story. But, yeah, I can see the complaints right now. I just can't, but I really can't wait to see how it goes. I just cannot wait. And for those that are unfamiliar with this, it's going to be 6 bowl games that are going to be part of this college football playoff. The Rose Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, the Orange Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, the Fiesta, and the Chick-fil-A Bowl. And every 3 years, 2 of those will get a chance to host a semifinal game. Next year is going to be the Rose and the Sugar. The year after that is going to be the Orange and the Cotton.
So it's still going to be BCS bowls.
Still going to be some of the BCS bowls because those the other 4 are going to be determined based on the tie-ins and stuff.
Okay.
Which I'll get to those in a little
I'm
bit.
so confused.
I'll get to those in a little bit.
All right. So
yeah,
the bowls you just mentioned.
Yes.
Those are the loser bowls. Basically, like
no.
What?
The winter bowls basically, the Rose Bowl and the Sugar Bowl will be the semifinals next year, and they will those 2. Well, whoever the 2 winners will get a chance to go to the title game, and the title game next year will be held at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, Jerry World.
Okay, so don't you think it takes away from some of the luster of the bowl games? Like, there's no Rose Bowl champion, just a team that just goes to the next round?
Basically so, but at least in the other 2 years, there will be a Rose Bowl champion, quote unquote.